Every business needs to sell something in order to stay alive. Does everyone here have a business? Does everyone here sell something? Yep. Then you're in the right place because you can increase your sales without selling. So the problem is it's really hard to increase sales without affecting your bottom line, without spending more on advertising, without discounts, promotions, and coupons. Problem is, those are the two ways most businesses try. First of all, they try marketing. That means you got to spend money. And most of the time you don't know if it's going to work until you invest time and money. And then you kind of cross your fingers and you wait to see. The second way is with discounts, coupons, promotions, sales. You're cutting your prices. And that cuts your bottom line. So in a value equation, there are two parts. There's the customer and the offer. When you cut your part of it, you are imbalancing that. And once you focus on price, you live and die by price. Does anyone get any promotional emails in their inbox every day? What do you get, Katie?
I get a lot of edible arrangements too.
Oh, edible arrangements, okay.
I get Viagra for some reason. I don't know.
Well, that's just downright odd. Does anyone get Bed Bath & Beyond?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what do you every morning at 6:03 a.m. I get a Bed Bath & Beyond email. And what does the top headline of the Bed Bath & Beyond email say every day? Say it again? 20% off one item or 20% off your entire purchase. As a customer, what is Bed Bath & Beyond teaching me to do?
Wait for the sale.
Never pay full price at Bed Bath & Beyond. So here's another one. Anyone get Michael's coupons? What does Michael's coupon say? 40% off one item, or 40% off entire price, 70% off select items. What does that teach me as a customer?
They are overcharging everybody. Right?
Well, now, that's not necessarily true, and I don't want to get into what they're doing is that's a draw. But again, it teaches me never pay full price at Michael's. Because they can afford to lose money on one item because they know when you show up, you're gonna buy a lot more. But again, it's an imbalance of the value equation. When we learn to, well, and let me get a little bit further into that. By doing it, it's a little bit deceptive. Why? When you focus on price and you imbalance that, you're not focused on if your customer needs your product, your service, or your solution. You're going on a base need. And what is that base need? That is that your customer has limited resources and you are imbalancing that scale to trick them into thinking that their resources are going to go further, whether or not they need that product. How many of us have ever walked into and seen the clearance rack and suddenly said, I can't live without that because it's, I don't know how I've lived this long without it, as a matter of fact. That is imbalance, and it's actually deceptive in a way. But when you learn to actually create value in your product using a, dare I say it, clear message, you can actually increase the value so that you continue to add products. So again, why do discounts work? Because it operates on a base need. But when you can actually identify what your customer actually needs, you connect with them, you raise value, they start to identify your product, service, and solution to their success. So remember, sales is not something you do to somebody. Sales is something you do for somebody. Stick with me, and we're going to get through a couple of different things, but you can increase sales without spending a ton of money on advertising that you don't know if it's going to work or not. As a matter of fact, when you learn these three simple things today, you're actually going to make sure that your advertising, your marketing dollars get results because they operate, and you will know that you can invest more money and you will get returns on those. You can increase sales without discounts, coupons, price cutting. When you create a clear message, your business will grow. So before the end of the hour today, you are going to learn the amazing paradigm shift that will transform your business. Plus, you're going to get a simple, repeatable, 3-step framework that will work every time you use it. Plus, if you hang with me, and those of you who are online, hang with me till the end, and I'm actually going to share a quote with you that started me on this journey almost 7 years ago now. So hang in till the end, and you will see exactly how all this fun stuff works. So the system, you're thinking, it's got to be one of these gimmicks and tricks, right? It's worked for thousands of years. It will work for thousands more. And it works in every medium, whether it's written, whether it's auditory, whether it's visual, whether it's electronic, whether it's digital, whether it's social media, and it doesn't matter which platform. These frameworks work 100% of the time. And it will work for you every time you use it. So you're going to get the introduction to the most amazing paradigm shift in business. And it works in life too. So those of you who are married or want to influence children, this also works. Make your customer the hero. What does that mean? Anyone want to give some input about what they think making their customer the hero means?
Make it so that it's their idea. In my business specifically, it's their idea. It's what they want. And I'm just here to provide that and help them along. I'm not the hero. It's them and their idea to begin with.
Okay, great. Katie,
Put them first.
customers should be put first. Absolutely. So in stories, if you have two heroes, we call that in television, it's called ensemble casts, where we have several different people that are all journeying together. Well, when we position, and most businesses position themselves as the hero. When customers interact with that, what's the problem when the business is positioned as the hero? First of all, what does a hero do? A hero is on a transformational journey, struggling against the opposition, right? So if your business is positioned as the hero, your customer comes alongside and says, man, good luck with your struggles. I see you're trying to transform. I've got struggles too. I'm trying to transform. And that puts you on parallel paths. By transitioning and making the customer the hero, you actually invite them into a story. And I mentioned this earlier. One of the things that happens when you invite those customers into the story is they start to associate your product, your brand, your service with their success. So when you invite them into the story, they then affiliate you with their success. There's a company out there that does this probably as good as or better than any other that I can think of, because it literally tattoos their identity onto their customers. Anyone think of a company that does that? You probably recognize it when I say it. Anyone know anyone with a Harley-Davidson tattoo? Literally, that company has ingrained in their customers that they are the hero, so much so that that heroic identity is tied to the brand enough for them to permanently put it on their body. Does anyone know one of the many slogans that Harley-Davidson uses to do that? Live to ride, ride to live. Does it say we make great motorcycles? No, it's all about the hero on the saddle. It's all about that rider. So again, what else does it mean to make the customer the hero? So we can use these when we start telling stories about our customers. We can use this. I was really hoping that Eric was here, my new best friend, if you don't know. But I'm going to use a professional sports example. Maybe there's somebody out there from the Cubs organization or an affiliate that could use this example. But we all use social media to promote and market our business. So if there's a Cubs game and they're playing somebody else, I'm not a sports person, so say that the Cubs are playing the Atlanta Braves, and I don't know if they actually play in league play or not, because they may be in different divisions, who knows, but Atlanta's another team I know. The Cubs have the opportunity to say, Go Cubs, let's win. They have 1 million followers on social media, and they may get, what, 500,000 likes, yays, hoorays, hearts, kick Braves butt, all that fun stuff. Did they make any money? What if we say business owners are always looking to make amazing connections that will be remembered for the lifetime of their most important customers? We have 3 executive suites available for this weekend's game at $250,000 a piece. Are they going to get 500 likes, shouts, clicks, comments? They might get 10. But of those 500,000 likes, shares, comments, hoorahs, cheerleading, they didn't make any money. Of the 10 comments that they get on that particular post for those executive suites, those are people raising their hand saying, I identify with that, and they could make, I don't know, however much, $250,000 per suite or whatever it is. Knowing who your audience is and what you want the outcome to be is how you invite people into a story. So, in the first instance, we said we want to cheerlead and get energy ready for the game. We get 500,000 likes, follows, comments, cheers, hurrahs. That's the targeted outcome. If you were trying to sell 3 executive suites with that post, you missed the mark. In the second example, you say, we want to sell 3 executive suites for this weekend. How do we do it? You target the person that's going to raise their hand and step into that. Now, what if you have a different target? What if you say, I want to build the future of the Cubs organization in all of its levels? Family 4-packs are available this weekend so that you can create memories with your kids that will last a lifetime. How many dads wouldn't want to create that? How many moms wouldn't want to? And what did I just do? I just associated the Chicago Cubs with your identity, with your family's memories, and built that into the existence in your legacy. It's that simple. When we invite customers into a story, we actually start to have them identify with us with their success. But we have to know what they want their success to be. Before we get off of the hero topic, why do we want to avoid positioning our business as the hero? I mentioned it I gave a hint to it just a second ago. What is the hero in the story? Well, we want to create our customer as the hero, but in any movie, if you ask the hero at any given time, if you press pause, is that hero enjoying themselves? Think of Jason Bourne. Think of Luke Skywalker. Think of Katniss Everdeen. Those are the heroes in the story. If we press pause at any given time, are they having fun?
No, you're not the hero to the end, so your success is.
They are on a transformational journey. They are struggling through. Our customers, when we recognize that they have a problem and an issue, we talked the other day about a problem and an issue that 80% of American adults suffer from low back pain, and they think that because getting old is the pain is just part of getting old, so I've got to suffer through it. Well, we know that that's not true, right? With a couple of simple adjustments, you can release that pressure in your low back and your sciatic pain goes away. Your life becomes better. You're nicer to the people around you. You don't have to struggle. And again, that's the transformational scene. That's, everybody but Chewbacca getting a medal at the end of the film because, I don't know, there's some Wookiee dislove or something. So that's how we invite customers into the story, and that's how we say that the hero is not what the business wants to be, because that positions you in a position, or puts you in a position of weakness as opposed to strength. So who is the strong part of the story? That's the guide. The guide in the story is the person who helps the hero win. Going back to an age-old Star Wars, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi who helps Luke Skywalker. It's Yoda who continues to help him in the other movies. Katniss Everdeen gets help from Woody from Cheers. You know, so, oh, wait, his name was Haymitch in the movie. But the King of England, who has a stuttering problem, gets help from, I think it was a music teacher, but, you know, the self-proclaimed coach. So does the guide have to have credentials out the wazoo? No, we just need to be able to help the customer, or the hero, win. And when we create our customer as the hero, we get positioned in that energy to help them win. Often, though, what happens at the end of the story? The hero is the one that's in front of the television camera with his arm around the police chief saying, well, chief, I didn't know if we were going to make it happen. Where's the guide? Very often, they're not seen in the climactic scene, or if they are, they're behind the yellow police tape saying, good job, hero. But the hero knows that they would have never gotten there without the guide's help. So that's why we want to position our customer as the hero. Before I get into the framework as far as how to use this, I want to get to know you guys a little bit better. So Nicole and I just met the other day, and I got to meet her staff. So Nicole, what do you do?
Just opened a physical therapy and lymphedema clinic.
Awesome. And Kristen, what do you do there?
I'm the PTA. I work with Nicole and help with the lymphedema and
All right. And Annette?
receptionist.
Receptionist. And I haven't met you yet. What's your name?
I'm Andrea.
Andrea. And what do you do, Andrea?
So my full-time job is with Agape Hospice, sales, marketing.
Okay.
And then I have a small catering company and sell Mary Kay.
Oh, so you do all kinds of things. Michelle, what do you do?
I work with Cool Ideas Marketing as a brand ambassador and do promotional products for events and companies.
Awesome. Allison, what do you do?
I am a mortgage lender with South Atlantic Bank.
All right. And Amy?
Business development manager for a restoration company.
Katie?
Real estate agent with Kingwood Properties.
And Taylor, right?
Yeah. I do sales with Carolina Limousine and Coach.
Okay, fantastic. So, what if I said that you could change the way you answer that question and actually make more money? Would anyone believe me? So, what is the normal response when somebody says, what do you do? It's a question directed at me, so I answer it as, I am a. I do this. So, I am an executive chef. What follow-up question would you have if I was an executive chef?
Where at work?
So where do I work? Have you ever cooked for somebody famous? Do you have any specialty dishes? So I am a chiropractor. What follow-up questions do you have there? Where do you work? Where did you go to school? How did you get into that? I am an astrophysicist. What follow-up questions do you have to that? That's about the only one that we could ever come up with, right? Oh, do you know that Sheldon guy? So what's my example there? It's you automatically, once we've presented that issue that's beyond our understanding, we've tuned out. There's no way for you to help me win because I don't even know how to pronounce astrophysicist, much less what it does. But the point of that exercise is, what were all of the follow-up questions? They were about me, the speaker. I am a, oh, how did you? What if we change the way we answer that question? You can with this simple formula. Oh, I lost a screen. Is that, okay. All right. So, 3 simple steps to change your answer to that question and actually make more money. And this goes directly into making the customer the hero, but using this framework. It's problem, solution, and life after. When you start with the problem, customers pay attention. Every one of us spends as much as 30% of our day daydreaming. How many times have you been sitting in a meeting or watching TV or, worse yet, watching a commercial that some business paid for and you have no clue what's going on in that meeting or what the point of that television show is or what that ad that somebody just spent $2.3 million to get a 30-second spot on the Super Bowl was actually trying to sell? Starting with a problem gets people to stop and pay attention. Why? They need help. The human brain is wired to do exactly two things, but the first one is to survive. We need to survive. Now, most of us would think, especially those of us who carry business cards, that I'm going to give you a business card, and you're going to remember my name and my company, and you're going to put it in that Rolodex of your brain, and every time you think of me, you're going to remember my name and my company, all right? That's not how the brain works. The brain stores information in order to do two things, survive and thrive. First one being survival. When it knows what problem you solve, it will remember you. Even if I don't have that problem that you can solve, I'm going to store that. Why? Because if I have that problem later, I want to know the resource that's going to help me survive. That's my primary task. The human brain's primary task is to get us to the next day. So we store information based on the problems that we solve. So suddenly, if you're talking to said astrophysicist and there's a tray of drinks going by, you know you need water to survive. I don't know what an astrophysicist does. Where's my focus? That person going by with a tray of water. But when we change the focus, when we start with the problem, and I love, and the reason I bring this example up is the only astrophysicist I know, other than the Big Bang Theory, is Neil deGrasse Tyson. Has anyone heard that name before? He's an amazing, amazing educator, but he never talks about astrophysics because he wants people everywhere to be as amazed with the night sky as he is. So he says, you know, when you look into the night sky, you are mesmerized by the stars. Well, he doesn't talk about the gravity equations or the antimatter or the black holes or all these things. He talks about how amazing it looks. So that's an experience that we can all relate with. So coming back to the executive chef, pretty simple example. Everybody eats food, right? So what if I were to start with the problem, solution, life after framework? Oh, shoot, lost my place. What do? You know how moms never have enough time to cook healthy foods for their kids? They end up feeding them junk food every night and feeling pretty lousy about themselves. Well, dinner done right, home cooking, goes into people's house, prepares a healthy meal that the entire family loves so that they never have to feel like they're not a great mom anymore. What's your next question? Where does the focus turn for the follow-up? How you can impact my life as the listener. You know, I am a chiropractor. Where'd you go to school? How'd you get into that? So, I'm a physical therapist. You know, again, based on our conversation, people suffer through all kinds of bodily pain and they don't have to. And a few simple visits, oftentimes we can get people back to doing their favorite activities without any pain. Setting that problem, that gets them to pay attention. The solution piece, this is the second part. Position, again, this is positioning your business as the guide. But the solution piece, do we need to get into a billion different things about all the inner workings of, Amy, I'm looking at you because I know you guys solve it's a ton of problems, but do you get into spore count for mold issues and, you know, moisture readings for the customer?
Yeah.
Well, eventually, you don't start there, do you?
We do not start there. The first thing is health and safety, making sure the customer's okay. If they have a problem, they need a solution. I'm their guide to the aftermath.
There you go. They only need to know the magic happens here. So you just need to plant that seed. So you are suffering and you don't have to. We have what you need to get through this so that you can get back to life as normal, so that your house is restored and you are back at work and play and able to breathe healthy air or, you know, remove the soggy carpet. These things happen naturally, but they don't need to get bogged down into the solution because they don't care about the solution and how it works until they know what? You just said it.
Yeah, that one problem is where it came from.
Well, the second part, or the third part rather, it's the happily ever after. That's what they care about. Once they know you can get them there, then they'll come back and say, oh, well, we just had a water heater explode. How are you going to do that? Oh, well, that's easy. For us, it's really complicated, whatever. So the happily ever after is what they buy. Now, I told you this formula is not new, and it works in a million different ways. I use the problem solution life after framework because everyone knows what a PSA is, right? We all watched those on NBC as a kid. Ding, 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 the more you know. Well, it's not the first time that was used. In psychology, they actually use this. There's 6 words that they use. They said, up until now, that is your former self. We've given you the tools so that from now on, so that's that same bridge. You used to suffer from something. We've given you the tools so that you don't have to anymore. There's another famous entity that uses the exact same framework with a little bit different words. Anyone familiar with mouse ears? Mickey Mouse, Walt Disney, once upon a time, happily ever after. It is what every human brain functions on, is the power of story and how to interact with it. When we make our customer the hero, we offer them the transformation through our solution, and then we tell them what life can be like when they no longer have to suffer from that problem. That is where the magic happens, and that is how you will end up increasing sales without selling. When you clarify your message, customers instantly understand what you're going to help them with. They instantly understand what their life is going to be like afterwards. Now, there are lots of different ways that you can get this more nuanced. Allison, you've got a challenge. What do you do?
You want me to answer how I normally answer, or how I feel like I should answer now?
Well, hey, give it a try. Give it a try.
I was thinking about it as you were talking. I guess I help people get into their dream home.
Beautiful. And specifically, what's your product? It's mortgage lending, right? Okay. So first-time home buyers can be stressed out when they think about all the paperwork that happens with buying a home. South Atlantic Bank makes the process easy so that you are in your first home with no headaches, and we walk you step by step through the process. So you've taken whatever their singular stress point is and said, magic happens here, you don't have to worry about that headache. And so that may not be the case for every one of your customers. Upgrading to the house of your dreams should be a joyous experience, but all you can think about is the miles of paperwork or the problems that can occur. South Atlantic Bank not only takes care of your mortgage, but we partner with industry experts to get you through the inspection process, through the closing documents and legal forms, so that you never have to worry about anything except where to put your furniture. So all those fun, and actually you could even take it a step further and say, not only do we do all the fun stuff, we partner with moving companies so that you get the furniture installed and laid out so that all you do is unlock the door to your dream home. So you can take it in every single way. And again, Amy's another example, because I know you guys deal with so many different things. The same framework works over and over and over again. All right. Any other questions? Taylor, you've been quiet. I didn't pick on you. Sorry. All right. So tell me about what, and you told me the name, I lost it. Carolina Limousine.
We do nights out on the town. We have party buses, motor coaches, airport runs, executive coaches for businesses that want to go out.
So a million different ways to do that. The night before your wedding is something that you're going to remember for as long as you remember the ceremony. Make sure that every detail is covered with a limousine ride to your favorite attractions up and down the strip. So again, when you're coming to a convention and need to get from location to location, the last thing you need to do is worry about being stuck in traffic. Carolina Limousine makes sure you get to your destination on time so that you have a great conference. So again, whatever that problem is, pick up what your customer language is. What problem are they suffering from? Tell them you have the solution, and then what's the life after. So, do you ever?
Mine in June, I was just like.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. That's the most
Oh, cool. Cool. So, any questions on this stuff? I know I talk a lot and I go pretty fast. So again, let's practice again. Who wants to give it a shot? What do you do now?
I wrote a couple down while you were talking.
Okay, awesome.
We give our patients hope and the knowledge they need for success in their healing journey.
Okay.
And I put, we educate and empower our patients to improve, manage, prevent, and maintain quality of life.
All right. Is that the language that your customer uses? Or is that what we've been so trained to? I'm going to get a little off topic just because I'm running ahead of schedule and I'm all right with it. There are 3 things that every business can do to grow. First, collect email addresses. Second, send regular emails. Regular does not mean once at the 4th of July and once the week of Christmas. Send regular emails. The third thing, and this is going to come back to this exact point, is ask for reviews. Reviews are going to be a gold mine for every business because you're going to get the language that your customers use. And yeah, I know what, slip disc between L4 and L5 is going to cause partial paralysis to the vastus lateral muscle and going to impact walking gait. My customers don't say that. They say, God, my back hurts. And they may use the sciatic term. They may know that. So repeat that one if they know it. But they, I hurt my back and I can't walk right, and getting out of bed sucks. That's the language that our customers use. When we can repeat that back to them, who does that help? Not just that customer, but every customer that's just like them. And that's what the power of this framework does. It gets people to raise their hand and step towards you so that you never chase a sale again. That's how clarifying your message works. That's how using these frameworks work, so that you identify the people that are already experiencing that problem. They raise their hand and they step toward you so you're never chasing a sale again. When you have a clear message, you will grow your business. Now, again, I'm running a little bit early, so we've got plenty of time if anyone has any problems, but I've got one more. Yeah, Andrew.
I put 2 together, I think. So I'm here to help by taking the stress out of meal planning and preparation, giving you back time, quality time to spend with your family and enjoy an amazing meal.
Okay, I would flip just a hair on that. That's perfect. But start with the problem. Most people don't meal prep because they think it takes too long. My system is simple and easy so that you have more time, you eat right, and you have a great week, whatever. But start with that problem. Hit it hard. You're not doing this to somebody. You're doing it for somebody, because that's what's going to get them to stop daydreaming and paying attention. Anyone else have one? So I'm going to go through a real quick exercise. I will tell you that I rewrote, and actually didn't rewrite, I mentally rewrote much of this between last night and this morning. Because the title of this is How to Increase Sales Without Selling. And I wanted you to see what the process was. So I'm going to do this live in the room because, like I said, I rewrote part of this, not all of it. And this is the part that I haven't gotten to rewrite yet. Michelle, I think you saw this because I think you commented on it earlier. But I'm going to go through a couple of stages before I get to the second part. And again, this is going to be slightly off topic, so I apologize. But most of us start out with goals or resolutions, since we're now in February and most of us have abandoned resolutions. But what do we start with? We say, I want and I wish. So I want and I wish is actually language used from a different character in the movie, a different character in the story. That's victim language. When you're I want and I wish, that's external. That's somebody waiting for somebody else to do it for me. So my first transition is into, because we all need hero energy. Don't mean to suggest that you as a business shouldn't be on a heroic mission, because you should be. But when we transition from hero to guide, that's when we connect with customers. So I'm going away from I want and I wish, and I'm using the language I am and I will. So I am going to help 4 new clients before March 1st of this year. I will help them clarify their message so that customers are drawn to them, so that they impact more people, so that they grow their business faster than they thought possible, so that all of their marketing materials gets more impact. I am going to add 4 clients this month. I will help them with all of those things. But that is not what I put out there. And this is the part that I didn't update, so you're going to have to forgive me here. But businesses everywhere are struggling to add more customers and grow with simple frameworks. When you go to myclearmessage.com and schedule a free 30-minute appointment, you'll find out how you can become one of the next 4 people to grow your business faster than ever before when you sign up before March 1st. Does everyone see the shift there? And I did not write that. And again, you can tell I would have updated my website and had a special page just to go right there. This is actually just my normal free 30-minute piece. But that's how it works. That's how you get people. And again, we can add that further on there. I can lead with another objection. Most businesses don't think that an $1,800 investment is going to pay off in the long term. Not only will this be the most important $1,800 that you can spend in your business because you are going to grow faster than you ever thought possible, it's guaranteed to work. Not just by me, but thousands of companies who've used these systems before and grown everything from individual mom and pop shops to multinational corporations using the same frameworks. When you understand how to use story in your business, you will get customers to raise their hand and walk towards you so you never chase a sale again. When you invest the $1,800 in 8 short weeks, you will get the systems and processes that you can repeat from now until retirement to continue to grow your business. Oh, that was just off the spot. I should have written something much more concise down because I kind of rambled. But does everyone see how the difference goes? First of all, transferring from external locus of control when we talk about victim language to internal locus of control, and that's the hero language. So that was for me internally. But I don't want my internal dialogue to bleed over and get confused with a customer's story because they're the hero in their own story. We all only have one person that looks back at us in the mirror. And that's the hero of their story every day, is the one looking back at them. We want to position ourselves as the guide so that that hero wins. And we want to use our language so that not only are we helping that hero win, but they are identifying us as part of their success so they know where to return if they ever have the problem again, and they know where to tell everyone else that is suffering from what they used to suffer with, where to go for help. When you clarify your message, when you have a clear message, your business will grow. Any questions? I ran through that really quick. I'm sorry. Is anybody on any comments, or I don't know if anybody's watching?
Yeah, we have a good number of people watching. I don't see any comments or questions right now.
Awesome. So, you guys kind of got to see an internal process of exactly how this works because I did it in the room. And with many of you, hopefully I gave you some good insights. If there was something that you missed, these replays are available. So if I said something that resonated with you, go back and take a look at the replay and catch those. I do make up lots of stuff, so I have no idea how anyone's business actually works. So don't hold me to those parameters, but.
No, it's actually really good because, I mean, I always look at it from, the perspective that I work from, that we don't have one product to sell. My boss cannot give me 10 and say, go sell these things. calling us is because something really, really bad has happened, but you know that we're gonna take care of it. I'm usually one of the first ones to respond, to be that tour guide, to let them know, number one, I've been through this myself. This is the process that's gonna happen, this is how we're gonna get started, to set my team up to be the hero in the end and the savior for this homeowner or business owner. So that's kind of how we've been operating, and it does work.
You actually have another great opportunity too, especially in our area. With restoration, it's one of those things like insurance. We hope that we never have to use that. I hope I never have to call Amy. But
No, you don't either, but.
so I know who to call. And how can you do that? How can you position yourself for something that you hope nobody never calls? When disaster strikes, homeowners are frantic. They don't know who to call or what the process is going to be. Restoration One works with your insurance agent, with your adjuster, with all of the subcontractors to put your home back together again so that you only worry about your family's safety.
And that's why we say take the stress out of your mess.
Yep, there you go.
Mess, you were stressed out, we're gonna take care of that for you.
So, and again, what does that offer the homeowner?
Security, peace of mind, knowing they can trust somebody to get them through this.
So, on the worst days of your life, the only people that you want is somebody that can help you, whether that's restoration, whether that's medical professions, whether that's legal professions, whether that's fire departments. You want somebody that you can trust. Now, thankfully, our municipalities do a decent job of saying that we have your basics, the police, the fire, the ambulance covered, but for all the rest of the pieces and then how they work together, there's some great opportunities there to position yourself as the people to call. Great. What else? Mm-hmm.
What if the problem is out of your control, like whenever you're out of inventory and somebody has to wait?
Well, then what you should do is have them call your competitor. No, I'm just kidding.
Come on, Brandon.
Okay, so that's a great point. And let's go back to what happened in March of 2020. Nobody probably remembers that because it wasn't very remarkable, right?
Yeah.
We have the opportunity to do the same thing even in terrible circumstances. We have the option to go into insert major national retail chain here and look up and down aisles of empty shelves with little, sometimes handwritten notes that says out of stock. Or we have the opportunity to go into Jack and Jill's Clean It All soap store. And we walk in and we see the same empty shelves, but instead we see a store clerk or a store owner that says, there is a nationwide shortage of hand sanitizer, of toilet paper, of cleaning supplies, and Clorox. Sign up here so that we can let you know as soon as we're restocked and you're the first to be notified. That is still providing a service and being the guide to our customer in their worst time. So you can either choose to ignore the problem and say, we're out of stock. I don't know when it's coming back. Nobody has any. Or you can say, I can't help you today, but as soon as I can, I want to let you know. I want you to know that I am here to help you succeed. So right now, there's still global inventory shortage. There's supply chain issues. There's chip shortages for everything from cars to computers and everything in between. We can still identify with our customers. We can still be their guide so that they succeed when we show that we care. And that's what's going to be what's remembered. So managing that customer expectation even. And again, Amy, I'm assuming that you're in the same way because you probably deal with subcontractors for the rebuild phase and all these things. You probably can't guarantee a subcontractor when they're going to, but you can say, we're going to communicate with a homeowner every step of the way so they're never left in the dark and they never know what the next step is or what.
I think that's the truth for every customer and every business. They just want to know, where are we in the process, and in the end, I'm going to be taken care of. Even if you can't do anything, as long as it's being taken care of, they're going to stick with you till the end.
When you have a clear message, no matter what that message is, it eliminates confusion, because when you confuse, you lose. When your customer is confused, they do something terrible. Nothing.
Scared and they made a bad
They do nothing.
Yeah.
So when your customer is confused, they do Nothing. You've got to be clear about what are the steps. Go to myclearmessage.com. Schedule a free 30-minute call. See if you can be one of those next 4 people that builds your business faster than you ever thought possible. Sorry, that was just an opportunity for me to... But having that clear call to action, that clear step, here's another mistake that lots of businesses make. And it's not a bad thing. We're all polite people. We live in a polite Western society, and our parents and our grandparents taught us to be good human beings and to be kind and to help people when we could. So what do? We say, well, some people have phones, some people have emails, some people have text messages. So we say, call me, email me, send me a Slack message, send me a WhatsApp, send smoke signals, do whatever. And what does the customer do? Nothing, because they don't know what to do. So you give them a clear call to action. You say, call 1-800-BUY NOW. Go to myclearmessage.com. Schedule a free 30-minute call. And it doesn't have to be the same call to action and everything, but it needs to be one clear choice for the customer. So, again, many of us use social media posts. Maybe we want to appeal to that client or customer or patient, and we say, send us a direct message. That's the only option for that post. The next time might be call the office at. The next time might be go to our website here. But we give them one option for that so there's no confusion and they do something that's actually going to increase their chance of survival and dealing with the problems so they have that happily ever after.